Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to our special podcast. This is VUS Learning English Podcast. I am your host, Anna. I am so happy you are here with me today. If you are new here, welcome. We are a big, warm family. We learn English together. We learn with love and happy feelings. If you are listening again, thank you. Thank you for coming back. You are a very important part of our family. Today we have a very special episode. This episode is for you. It is for your future. It is for your dreams. Today we will talk about job interviews. A job interview can feel scary, but I am here to help you. We will learn how to answer the most common interview questions. I will teach you simple and easy ways to answer so you can feel calm. You can feel confident. You can feel ready. Thank you so much for listening today. Your time is a gift. I am very thankful for it. If you like our podcast, please think about following us or subscribing to our channel. It helps other learners find us. It helps our family grow. I have a little question for you. Where are you listening from today? What country are you in? You can write it in the comments. I love to see our listeners from all over the world. It makes my heart feel so full. Okay, my friend, are you ready? Let's begin our journey together. Section 1. Tell me about yourself. This is often the very first question. The interviewer smiles and says, "So tell me about yourself." This question sounds simple, but it is very important. It is your first chance to show who you are. How you answer this question sets the mood for the whole interview. The interviewer wants to know something. They want to know, is this person good for this job? Many people make a mistake here. Sometimes they talk too much about their family or their hobbies, like, I have a cat named Lulu, or I love to watch movies. This is nice, but it is not what the interviewer needs to know. Other people just read their resume out loud. This can be a little boring. The interviewer already has your resume. So, what is the best way to answer? I have a secret for you. It is a simple and wonderful formula. It is called the present, past, future formula. Let's say it together. Present, past, future. It is like telling a short, happy story. A story about your work life. Let's learn it step by step. It is very easy. First, we talk about the present. The present means now. Where are you working now? What is your job now? Start with your current job. Talk about one or two important things you do. These things should be related to the new job. Let's try an example. Imagine you are applying for a job in a coffee shop. You could say, right now I am a server at a small restaurant. I help customers every day. I specialize in making every person feel welcome and happy. Do you see? It is simple. It is clear. It shows your skills. Next, we talk about the past. The past means before now. This is where you connect your old jobs to this new job. How did your past job prepare you? Don't just list your old jobs. Tell a small story about something you learned or a success you had. Let's continue our coffee shop example. You could say, before this job, I worked in a busy bookstore for 2 years. That job taught me how to work quickly. It also taught me how to be very organized. I learned how to help many people at once and stay calm and friendly. This is a great answer. It shows you have experience with busy places. It shows you are calm. These are good skills for a coffee shop. Finally, we talk about the future. The future means what is next. This is why you are here. Why do you want this job? Connect your present and your past to this job. Show that you are excited. Tell them this job is the perfect next step for you. Let's finish our example. You could say, I was so happy when I saw this job opening. I have always admired your coffee shop's friendly feeling. With my experience in customer service and my ability to work in a busy place, I'm sure I can help your team make customers feel even more happy. I am very excited for this opportunity. Let's put it all together now. One beautiful short story. The interviewer asks, tell me about yourself. You can say, right now, I am a server at a small restaurant where I specialize in making every person feel welcome and happy. Before this job, I worked in a busy bookstore for 2 years. That job taught me how to work quickly and stay organized and friendly. I was so happy when I saw this job opening. I have always admired your coffee shop's friendly feeling. I am sure I can help your team and make customers feel very happy. I am excited for this opportunity. This is a perfect answer. It is short. It is professional. It is a story where you are the hero. And this job is your next happy chapter. You can do this. Just remember, present, past, future. Section 2, behavioral questions and the STAR method. Now let's talk about a different kind of question. You might hear questions that start like this. Tell me about a time when, describe a situation where, give me an example of. These are called behavioral questions. This sounds like a big word, but the idea is simple. The interviewer wants to hear a story, a real story from your past work. Why? Because what you did in the past shows what you will do in the future. They want to see real proof of your skills. They want to know how you solve problems, how you work with other people, how you handle difficult moments. The problem is our stories can be messy. We might talk too much, or we forget important parts. We might not explain what we did, but do not worry. I have another wonderful secret for you. It is a method called the STAR method. STAR, star. Like a star in the sky. It is a simple way to tell a perfect story every time. Let's learn what each letter means. S stands for situation. This is the beginning of your story. You set the scene. Where were you working? What was happening? What was the challenge or the moment? Keep this part short and simple. Just enough for the interviewer to understand. For example, in my last job at a retail store, we were preparing for a big holiday sale. It was our busiest time of the year. T stands for task. What was your job in this situation? What was your goal? What did you need to do? This makes the story about you. For example, my task was to create a new window display for the sale. The goal was to attract more people into the store. Stands for action. This is the most important part of your story. What did you do? What steps did you take? Use the word I. Say, I did this or I did that. This is your time to shine. Talk about your actions. For example, first I researched popular holiday themes online. Then I drew 3 different design ideas. I showed the designs to my manager. Together, we chose the best one. Then I gathered all the materials for the display. I worked with a coworker to build it. R stands for result. This is the end of your story. What happened because of your actions? What was the good result? If you can, use numbers. Numbers are very powerful. For example, the new window display was a big success. Our manager told us that foot traffic increased by 20 that week. Many customers said the display was beautiful and made them want to come inside. We sold more products than the year before. What a wonderful story. Do you see how the STAR method works? Situation, task, action, result. It makes your story clear. It makes your story strong. It shows your skills in a real way. Let's try another example. The question is, tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult client. Let's use STAR. Situation. At my job as a hotel receptionist, a guest came to the desk. He was very unhappy. His room was not ready, and he had been waiting for a long time. Task. My task was to calm the guest down. I needed to solve his problem and make him feel happy with our hotel again. Action. First, I listened to him very carefully. I did not interrupt. I said, I understand you are frustrated. I am very sorry for this delay. Then I immediately called the housekeeping manager to check on his room. While we waited, I offered him a free coffee in our cafe. I promised him that I would personally get his key as soon as the room was ready. Result? The guest became much calmer. He appreciated that I listened to him. His room was ready 10 minutes later. He thanked me for my help. Later, he wrote a positive review online and mentioned how helpful the receptionist was. It showed me that listening is a very powerful tool. This is so good. You can prepare your own STAR stories before an interview. Think of 5 or 6 stories. A story about teamwork, a story about leadership, a story about solving a problem. When you have your stories ready, you will feel so confident. You can answer any behavioral question they ask. You are a star. Section 3. What is your greatest weakness? Oh, this question. This is the one everyone feels nervous about. What is your greatest weakness? It feels like a trap. And in a small way, it is. But the interviewer is not trying to be mean. They want to know 2 things. First, do you know yourself? Can you see your own places for improvement? This is called self-awareness. Second, are you trying to get better? Are you learning and growing? This shows you have a good character. The problem is, many people answer this question in a bad way. There are 2 common mistakes. The first mistake is the fake weakness. This is when you say a good thing is your weakness. For example, my weakness is that I am a perfectionist. Or I just work too hard. Interviewers hear this all the time. It does not sound honest. It sounds like you are trying to trick them. The second mistake is being too honest. You might name a weakness that is very important for the job. For example, if you want to be an accountant, you should not say, I am not very good with details. This will make them worry. So, what is the right way to answer? How can you be honest but also smart? I have a simple 2-part formula for you. It is easy and it works every time. Part 1, name a real small weakness. Part 2, show how you are working to improve it. Let's look at this more closely. Part 1, acknowledge a real minor weakness. Think of a real weakness you have, but it should be a small one. It should not be a very important skill for the job. It must be true. It must be authentic. For example, maybe you get nervous speaking to big groups. Or maybe you try to do too many things by yourself. You find it hard to ask for help. Let's choose one. For example, in the past, I sometimes found it hard to ask for help. I always wanted to solve every problem by myself. This is a good weakness. It is real. But it also shows that you are independent and hardworking. It is not a fatal flaw. Part 2, demonstrate proactive improvement. This is the most important part. After you say your weakness, you must show what you are doing about it. This turns the negative into a positive. It shows you want to grow. Let's continue our example. However, I learned that it is better to work as a team. So I've been practicing asking for help. In my last project, when I was unsure about something, I asked a senior colleague for advice. His advice was very helpful. It saved me a lot of time. I am learning that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. This is a beautiful answer. It shows you are self-aware. It shows you are taking action to improve. It shows you are learning. Let's try another one. The weakness is being nervous about public speaking. You can say, I have to admit, speaking in front of a very large audience has made me feel nervous in the past. I am very confident in small team meetings, but big presentations were a challenge for me. Now, part 2. How are you improving? Because I know this is an important skill. I decided to work on it. I joined a local public speaking club. I practice speaking every week. I also volunteered to give a small presentation at my last company. It was scary at first, but it went well. It is still a work in progress, but I feel much more comfortable now. I know I can continue to improve. Wow, this is so powerful. You were honest, you were brave, and you showed that you are a person who grows. Every company wants to hire someone like that. So do not be afraid of this question. See it as a chance to show your wonderful character. Just remember the formula, real small weakness. How you are improving, you will do great. Section 4. Why are you interested in our company? Here is another very important question. Why do you want to work here? Or why are you interested in our company? With this question, the interviewer wants to see if you really care. Do you want any job, or do you want this job at this company? They are looking for someone who is not just good at the job. They want someone who is excited about the company, someone who shares their values. The biggest mistake is to give a very general answer. For example, you are a very famous company. Or, I think this is a good opportunity for me. These answers are okay, but they are boring. You could say this about any company. It does not show that you did your homework. It does not show real interest. So, how do you give a great answer? You need to do a little research, and I have a 3-step formula to help you. It is called connect, connect, connect. 1. Connect to the company. 2. Connect to the role. 3. Connect to your contribution. Let's break it down. Step 1. Connect to the company. Before your interview, spend some time on the company's website. Read about them. What is their mission? What do they want to do in the world? What are their values? What is important to them? Read their news or blog. Did they launch a new product? Did they help the community? Find 1 or 2 specific things that you really like, something that makes you feel excited. Start your answer with this. For example, imagine you are applying to a company that makes eco-friendly products. You could say, I have been following your company for a while now. I was so impressed when I read about your project to clean up local rivers. Your commitment to protecting the environment is very inspiring to me. It is a value that I also share. This shows you did your research. It shows you care. Step 2. Connect to the role. Now, connect the company to the job you want. The job is also called a role. Why does this specific job excite you? How does it fit with your passion for the company? Let's continue our example. So when I saw the advertisement for this marketing assistant role, I felt it was a perfect match. I am very passionate about marketing, and the chance to use my marketing skills to help a company with a mission I believe in, that is my dream job. Step 3. Connect to your contribution. Finally, show them how you can help. What value can you bring? A contribution is what you give. This shows your interest is not just about you, it is about helping them succeed. Let's finish our example. With my experience in social media marketing, I am confident I can help you tell your story to more people. I have some ideas for a campaign about the river cleanup project. I am so excited to think about how I could contribute to your team's success. Let's put it all together. The interviewer asks, "Why are you interested in our company?" You answer, "I have been following your company for a while now. I was so impressed when I read about your project to clean up local rivers. Your commitment to protecting the environment is very inspiring to me. It is a value that I also share. So when I saw the advertisement for this marketing assistant role, I felt it was a perfect match. I am very passionate about marketing, and the chance to use my skills to help a company with a mission I believe in is my dream job. With my experience in social media marketing, I am confident I can help you tell your story to more people. I am so excited to think about how I could contribute to your team's success." This answer is amazing. It is specific. It is passionate. It shows you did your research. You are not just another person looking for a job. You are a partner who wants to help them grow. This is how you stand out. This is how you win their hearts. Section 5, why are you leaving your current job? This question can feel a little tricky. Why are you leaving your current job? Or why did you leave your last job? The interviewer is listening for any problems. They want to know if you were a good employee. Did you have problems with your boss? Did you not like your work? How you answer this question shows how professional you are. The biggest, most important rule is never, ever be negative. Do not complain about your old job. Do not say bad things about your old boss or coworkers, even if your last job was very difficult. The interview is not the place to talk about it. If you speak negatively, it makes you look unprofessional. The interviewer might think, if we hire this person, will they say bad things about us one day? So, the goal is to be honest, but also positive. You should frame your answer as moving towards something good, not running away from something bad. I have a simple framework for this. I call it the focus on the future framework. Your answer should be short, positive, and about your growth. Let's look at 3 rules for this. Rule 1. Stay positive or neutral. When you talk about your old job, say something nice. Or at least neutral. Focus on the good things you learned. For example, I learned so many valuable skills at my last job. If it was a very bad situation, just be very simple and professional. You don't need to give many details. Rule 2. Focus on more, not less. Talk about what you want more of, not what you had less of. For example, instead of saying, "My old job was so boring," you can say, "I am eager to find a role with new and exciting challenges." Instead of saying, "There was no opportunity to get a promotion," you can say, "I am looking for a company where I can grow and take on more leadership responsibilities." Do you see the difference? One sounds negative, the other sounds ambitious and positive. Rule 3. Connect to the new opportunity. Your reason for leaving should connect perfectly to why you want this new job. This shows your job search is thoughtful. It shows this new company is the answer you were looking for. Let's look at some examples. Example 1. You want more growth. I have learned so much in my current role, and I am very grateful for that. I feel I have grown as much as I can in that position. Now, I am ready for the next step. I am looking for a role where I can contribute more and grow as a leader. This position at your company seems like the perfect opportunity for that. This is a great answer. It is respectful and ambitious. Example 2. You lost your job because the company had problems, you were laid off. Honesty is the best way. Unfortunately, my last company had to make some changes. My position and my whole department was eliminated. It was a difficult time, but I am very proud of the work I did there. I helped to launch a new system that made our team more efficient. Now I am excited for this opportunity. I want to find a role that is an even better match for my long-term goals. That's why I was so happy to see this opening. This answer is honest, positive, and forward-looking. Example 3. You want to change your career path. For the past year, I have become very passionate about graphic design. I have been taking online courses in the evenings and working on my own projects. I have discovered that I really love it. I have decided to make a career change to follow this passion. This role as a junior graphic designer seems like a wonderful first step into this new field. I am so excited to learn and contribute. In every example, the answer is professional. It is positive. It looks to the future. It never says anything bad about the past. Remember, you are not running away from your old job. You are running towards a bright future with this new company. Section 6. What are your long-term career goals? Here is a question about your future. The interviewer might ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years? When they ask this, they are not asking for your whole life plan. They want to understand a few things. They want to know about your ambition. Do you want to grow? They want to know if you are realistic. Are your goals possible? And most importantly, they want to know if your goals match the company. Companies spend a lot of time and money to hire new people. They want to hire someone who will stay, someone who will grow with them. A common mistake is to give an answer that is too vague, like, I want to be successful. What does that mean? Another mistake is to be too specific or unrealistic. Saying, I want your job can sound a bit aggressive. Saying, I want to be the CEO might be too much. Another mistake is to say something that shows you will leave soon. For example, I want to work here for a year, then start my own company. This tells them you are not a long-term investment. So, what is the best way to answer? Your answer should be ambitious, but also flexible. It should show that you want to grow with the company. Here's a simple 3-step framework. Step 1. Reiterate your commitment to this role. Start your answer by talking about the job you are interviewing for. This shows you are focused on the present moment. You are serious about doing a great job right now. For example, my immediate goal is to do a great job in this role. I am very excited to learn everything I can and to start helping the team as quickly as possible. This is a wonderful start. It shows you are grounded. Step 2. Express a desire for growth. Next, talk about your wish to learn more and become an expert. This shows you have a growth mindset. You want to become more and more valuable to the company. For example, over the next few years, I want to become a real expert in customer relations. I am eager to learn from my team and to take on new challenges that will help me grow my skills. Step 3, align your ambitions with the company. Now connect your personal growth to the company's future. You don't need to name a specific job title. Just talk about the type of work you hope to do. Show that you see your future there. For example, in 5 years, I hope that I will be in a position to take on more responsibility. Maybe I can help to train new team members or lead important projects. I know your company is growing, and I would love to be a key part of that success for a long time. Let's put these 3 steps together into one perfect answer. The interviewer asks, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" You can say, "My immediate goal is to do a great job in this role. I am very excited to learn everything I can and to start helping the team as quickly as possible. Over the next few years, I want to become a real expert in customer relations. I am eager to learn and grow my skills. In 5 years, I hope that I will be in a position to take on more responsibility, maybe helping to train new team members or lead important projects. I am confident that my goals for growth will align perfectly with the opportunities here at your company." This answer is balanced. It is humble. It is ambitious. It shows you see your success and the company's success together. It tells the interviewer you are not just looking for a paycheck. You are looking for a career, a home. Section 7, teamwork and collaboration questions. Almost every job requires you to work with other people, so you will definitely get questions about teamwork. They might sound like this. Tell me about a time you worked on a team. Describe a successful team project. Interviewers want to know if you are a team player. Do you communicate well? Can you work with different kinds of people? The problem is, when we talk about a team, we often say, we did this, we achieved that. This is good, but it hides your personal contribution. The interviewer is not hiring your old team. The interviewer is hiring you. They need to know what you did. What was your special role? The solution is our good old friend, the STAR method. But this time, we will pay special attention to the action step. We will focus on the word I. Let's use the question, tell me about a successful team project you were a part of. S. Situation. First, set the scene. Tell them about the team and the project. In my last job at a small marketing agency, I was on a team of 4 people. Our team had to create a new website for a local bakery. T. Task. What was the team's goal? And what was your specific job? Our goal was to launch the new website in 2 months. My specific role was to write all the text for the website. This is also called copywriting. A. Action with a focus on I. This is where you shine. Tell them what you did to help the team. Use I. To begin, I had a meeting with the bakery owner. I listened to her story and what made her bakery special. Then I wrote the text for each page of the website. The About Us page, the menu page, and the contact page. At one point, our designer had an idea for a photo gallery. I thought this was a great idea, so I worked with her. I wrote a small, happy story for each photo. I also checked all the text for any spelling mistakes before we showed it to the client. R. Result. What was the good result? How did your actions help? The bakery owner loved the new website. She said, the text I wrote perfectly captured the warm feeling of her bakery. After the website launched, her online orders increased by 30 in the first month. Our team was very proud, and I was happy that my writing helped the client's business to grow. This answer is wonderful. It clearly shows your skills in writing, communication, and collaboration. You gave credit to the team. but you made your own contribution very, very clear. The interviewer knows exactly what you brought to the project. Prepare a story like this. Show them that you are not just a good worker. You are a person who makes the whole team better. That is a very valuable quality. Section 8. Handling difficult situations or people. Interviewers want to know how you are when things are not easy. So they ask questions about problems, about pressure, about mistakes. For example, tell me about a conflict you had with a coworker. Describe a time you were under a lot of pressure. Tell me about a time you made a mistake. These questions test how strong you are. They test your emotional intelligence. This means how well you understand feelings. And they test your accountability. This means you take responsibility for your actions. It is normal to feel uncomfortable talking about difficult things. Many people make a mistake here. They try to pretend the problem was not a big deal. Or they blame other people. Or they tell a story about a mistake that was actually a success. This is not a good idea. If you avoid the question, it shows you are not self-aware. If you blame others, it shows you are not accountable. These are red flags for an interviewer. The solution is to answer honestly and to tell a story that focuses on your positive professional reaction. Our friend, the STAR method, is perfect for this. Let's use the example. Tell me about a conflict you had with a coworker. S. Situation. Set the scene, but keep your words neutral and professional. Do not blame. In my previous job, a coworker and I were working on a report together. We had different ideas about how to present the data. I wanted to use graphs and charts. He wanted to use more text. Our disagreement was making the project go slowly. T. Task. What was your goal? Your goal should always be positive and about the business. My goal was to find a solution that was best for the project. I also wanted to make sure my coworker and I continued to have a good, friendly working relationship. 8. Action. This is the most important part. What mature, positive steps did you take? Focus on communication and problem solving, not on being right. Instead of arguing, I asked my coworker if we could get a cup of tea and talk privately. I started by saying, I really respect your point of view. Then I explained why I thought graphs would be easier for our boss to understand. I suggested an idea. Why don't we create a small sample of both styles? We can show both to our manager and ask for her opinion. I framed it as a team experiment, not a fight. R. Result. What was the good outcome? The best stories show that the problem was solved and the relationship improved. My coworker liked the idea of an experiment. We created the 2 samples. Our manager preferred the version with the graphs, but she also liked some of his text. So we combined our ideas. The final report was very clear and well written. My coworker and I felt really good about how we handled it. Our ability to work together became even stronger after that. This is a fantastic answer. It shows that you are proactive. You took action to solve the problem. Respectful. You valued your coworker's ideas. A problem solver. You found a logical, fair solution. Professional. You focused on what was best for the project. You can use the same STAR structure for other tough questions. For a mistake, admit it. Explain how you fixed it and what you learned. For pressure, describe the situation. Explain how you prioritized your work and the good result. By answering these tough questions with a positive, solution-focused story, You prove that you are a strong, responsible person. And every company wants someone like that. Section 9. Adaptability and openness to change. The world is always changing, and work is always changing too. Companies change their plans, new technology is created. Priorities can change very fast. So an employee who can adapt to change is very, very valuable. Adaptability means you are flexible and can work well when things are new or different. Interviewers will test this. They might ask, "Tell me about a time you had to adapt to a big change at work." The problem is, many people don't have a good story for this. They might just say, "I am very adaptable." But they don't give any proof. Or they tell a story about a change, but they focus on how much they did not like it at first. This does not show a positive attitude. An interviewer wants to see someone who is positive and proactive when things are uncertain. The solution is to prepare a star story, a story that shows you are flexible, organized, and a problem solver. The key is to talk about the change as an opportunity, not a problem. Let's use the question, describe a time when your responsibilities changed suddenly. S. Situation. What was the change? Why did it happen? At my last company, our team got a new manager. The old manager left suddenly. The new manager had very different ideas about our projects. Our plans for the next 3 months were suddenly changed. Teipu. Task. In this new, uncertain situation, what was your goal? My main goal was to understand the new direction as quickly as possible. I wanted to support my new manager and make sure our team could adapt successfully. A. Action. What specific positive steps did you take? Show how you took initiative. Instead of just waiting for instructions, I decided to be proactive. First, I asked my new manager for a short meeting. I listened carefully to her vision and goals. Then, I reviewed all of our team's current projects. I created a simple document. In the document, I listed which projects still matched the new goals and which ones we should maybe pause. I presented this document to my manager. I said, "I created this to help you. Maybe this can be a starting point for our new plan." R. Result. What was the positive outcome of your actions? My new manager was very happy and thanked me for my help. She said the document I made helped her understand our team's work much better. It saved her a lot of time. Our team used that document to create our new plan together. Because of my initiative, my manager asked me to lead one of our first new projects. It showed me that being adaptable and helpful is a very valued skill. This answer is so strong. It shows that you do not just wait for change to happen to you. You meet it with a positive attitude. You see it as a chance to help. You bring calm and order to a confusing situation. This is a superpower, and it will make you a very attractive candidate. Section 10. Do you have any questions for us? This is almost always the very last question in an interview. Do you have any questions for us? Listen carefully, my friend. When they ask this, the interview is not over. This is your last chance to make a great impression. It is your last chance to show that you are smart, interested, and serious about the job. The worst possible answer is, "No, I don't have any questions." You explained everything. This can make you seem uninterested. It can seem like you are not thinking deeply, or that you just want to go home. Another mistake is asking very basic questions. Questions you could find on Google, like, "So what does this company do?" This shows you did not do your research. Also, try to avoid questions that are only about you for now. like how many vacation days do I get? Or what is the salary? These questions are very important, but it is better to ask them after you receive a job offer. The solution is to prepare 3 to 5 thoughtful questions. Questions that show you were listening. Questions that show you are already imagining yourself in the role. Here are some great types of questions to ask. 1. Questions about the role and success. These questions show you care about doing a good job. What does a successful first 3 months look like in this role? What are the biggest challenges for the person in this position? Thinking about the best people on this team, what makes them so successful? 2. Questions about the team and culture. These questions show you care about being a good team member. Could you tell me a little about the team I would be working with? How would you describe the team's way of working? Is it more collaborative or more independent? What is your favorite part about working here? This is a lovely question to ask the interviewer. 3. Questions about the company and future. These questions show you are thinking long-term. What are the company's biggest goals for the next year, and how does this team help to achieve them? How does the company help employees to learn and grow? You mentioned the company wants to expand into new markets. What part will this department play in that? 4. Questions about the interviewer. These questions help to build a warm connection. What has your own journey at this company been like? What do you enjoy most about managing this team? You do not need to ask all of these. Choose 3 or 4 that are most important to you and listen carefully during the interview. Maybe they will answer one of your prepared questions. If that happens, just say, "That's wonderful, thank you." I was going to ask about professional growth, but you already explained it very clearly. When you ask smart questions, you change the feeling of the interview. It becomes a two-way conversation. You are not just a person being tested, you are a professional person thinking if this company is a good fit for you. This confidence is very powerful. It can be the final thing that makes them say, "Yes, this is the one we want." And that is our journey for today, my friend. We have learned simple and powerful ways to answer the top 10 interview questions. We learned the present, past, future formula. We learned the magical STAR method. But the most important key is practice. Say your answers out loud. Use your phone to record your voice and listen. Make these stories your own. If this episode was helpful for you, I would be so grateful if you would press the like button or follow our podcast. It helps our VUS family to grow. Now, I have a question for you. What is the most difficult interview question you have ever received? Please share it in the comments below. I read every comment, and your questions can help me create a future episode to help you even more. Walking into a job interview can feel scary, but it doesn't have to. The questions are not there to trick you. They are there to help the interviewer understand you. By using simple frameworks like present, past, future, and STAR, you can turn your answers into wonderful stories. Stories that show your skills, your character, and your value. Remember, the goal is not to memorize perfect answers. The goal is to prepare your stories and understand the frameworks. Then you can answer any question with confidence. Preparation is the secret to feeling calm. When you are prepared, you are not a nervous person hoping for a job. You are a confident professional, showing them why you are the right person. So do your research, prepare your stories, practice your answers, and walk into that next interview with a calm heart. Walk in with the feeling that you are ready. You know what is coming, and you have your beautiful answers ready to share. Now go and get that job offer. You can do it. You've got this. Thank you for spending your time with me today. It was a joy to be with you. See you next time, my friend.